Time for City Beat, your source for all the latest news on the city of Thompson. Only on 1029 CHTM, your radio station.
Good morning and welcome to City Beat here on 1029 CHTM. My name is Stuart Walter and my guest this morning is Mayor Dennis Fenske.
Good morning.
Let's start off by talking about what we didn't get to last week with regards to the last regular meeting of council. You and the rest of council previously had sent a letter to UCN after they, in partnership with the province, announced that there will be a new paramedic program offered at UCN in the PAW. That's what the announcement was originally. In the letter that you guys sent, you asked whether or not it would be available at the Thompson campus, and you've received a response. And what did they say?
Yeah, it's actually good news on both fronts. There are 16 seats available for the program being run in the PAW, and there's 8 additional seats available UCN in Thompson. So that works well for the North, having 24 seats for paramedic program in the North. As well in Thompson, we are looking at and going through the process of adding a fire component to the end of that, so that we could actually have fire paramedics trained in Thompson as well. So it's a good news story.
The city is going to be continuing with the water and sanitary main upgrades this construction season. I think we all saw the upgrades and the work that was done last summer. The work being done this year isn't going to be as much as the city had originally planned on doing. Why was there the reduction in the scope of work for this year, and what areas that are there that are scheduled to be done?
In regards to the capital funding, just remind listeners that your property taxes that you pay for your homes do not go to capital. That's your operating costs of the city of Thompson. So capital money comes from the gas tax. It comes from transfers from others and grants, and previously a portion of it came from Valet in regards to the grant in lieu and the contribution to capital. This new grant in lieu agreement does not include a capital component, so that's a reduction of $3 million that we received over 5 years the last go round. So we had spread that out over $600,000 a year. So with the no capital contribution from Valet this year as part of the grant in lieu, we've had to reduce our capital scope of work, and that's the main reason is that a reduced amount of funding. And so the work that's being scheduled will go ahead at a smaller scale, and we'll continue with that work throughout the summer.
Work was also done last year to address some of the issues faced in the Burntwood Trailer Court when it comes to drainage, as that's a pretty big issue. What's going to be done this year?
We'll continue to work on the drainage aspects with catch basins and working on the infrastructure to prepare drainage for the whole area. As of this morning, the crews are on site at Ospawagan. There's a frozen catch basin there, so they will be working at liberating that catch basin. So the aim is still to ensure that the drainage happens in the right areas at the right time, so that we can move forward with finally paving at such time that the drainage issues have been rectified.
Both of the projects that we just talked about, the Burntwood Trailer Court drainage and the water and sanitary main renewal, and really anything that the city does when it comes to either buying things or contracting work out, it's done through a tendering process. Could you explain what that is and how it works?
Yeah, so basically the tender process, we have to tender over certain amounts of value of work, and so administration prepares the scope of work that goes out to what's called an RFP, a request for proposal. We receive bids or tenders on that scope of work. Then the administration evaluates each package based on price and quality and experience and things like that, and then the award is made. It's normally to the lowest tender, but not necessarily all of the time. So if there is a tender that's higher than the lowest bid, then administration brings it to council for consideration. Things like that would be the length of time of experience, the experience in the north that a company may have or may not have. So that's the process goes through. Once the tender is awarded, then it's adopted by resolution, and the administration meets with the successful contractor, and they move forward with the schedule.
Talking about these projects, a few weeks ago at council, there was some discussion on re-tendering some things, as even if there's only one tender. That was the point that was brought up. In what situation would the city re-tender?
Yeah, in that context, the tender process allows us that we don't have to accept any of the bids that are put in. If that's the case, then we would re-tender a project. If there's only one tender and they meet the qualifications of the RFP that we put out, then we could award the work and go ahead, or we could cancel the job. We couldn't just say no, that's not what we want, and go to another contractor. So there is a legal process we have to go through, and decisions have to be made based on the quality and the price of the packages that come in for tender.
Since the things we were talking about had to do with water, here's a question from a listener. I recently read that the new higher water rates were fully approved by the Public Utilities Board, and they would like to know the reasoning behind the increased rates. I know they were discussed at Council very early in 2018.
Yeah, so the utility operates on a break-even basis. So basically the cost to produce and to deliver water to the residents and commercial properties throughout our community, which is a little over 4,000 units. That cost is recovered through the cost of your bill, of the bills that are submitted. And so with the addition of the water treatment plant coming into the operation and ownership of the City of Thompson, with the capital projects that are moving forward on the water utility side, and just with the higher cost of delivering the service, those numbers are all plugged in, comes out to an amount that's required, and then that goes into your water bill in regards to capital, water and sewer breakout.
The next regular meeting of Council is scheduled for Monday. What can the public expect at that meeting?
So far, it's a light agenda. I believe the Chamber of Commerce is coming to discuss the tourism initiative that they have and that we funded as well. They'll have a presentation to a young girl in our community that was commended for her humanitarian efforts, so we'll do that. And then there's some check registers and regular business. It should be a light agenda, but I still would encourage people to come out. We meet at 7 o'clock at City Hall. The meeting is open to the public, and I would encourage everyone to come out and see it.
It's that fantastic time of year where Public Works has a lot to do, and we can talk about both snow removal and potholes.
Sure.
So what's going on?
Snow removal, if you go on our website, our Casper is putting out media relations or announcements in regards to where Public Works is, area by area, as we move forward with snow removal. So that's the emphasis right now. In addition, potholes, although they are out there, and again, we would encourage people to, if there's a significant pothole that you've noticed, call in to Public Works at 204-677-7970 to report that, and we'll get on those as quick as possible. We are in that middle of the season in the sense that there's lots of water in the streets, so the potholes aren't dry, obviously, they're full of water. So the caution is, if there's standing water, be cautious as you drive through it. Drive to the conditions of the road, and if you don't know, slow down. And we will continue to fix the potholes as we can as we move forward.
And then just a public safety warning. I know there was one the city put out on Facebook about the ice on the river, since, as we said, it's getting warm out now.
Absolutely, and I can't emphasize this enough. The changing weather, I believe today we're supposed to be a high of 13 or so, and then continuing on for the rest of the week. So there's lots of snow melt happening. I would encourage everyone that where there is ice and it's safe ice, ensure that it is safe ice, and enjoy your last couple weeks of ATV or snowmobile or ice fishing or whatever you're doing for the next couple weeks. But in the same sense, be safe. Stay off areas that are known for moving water, such as the Burntwood River. Do not go on the Burntwood River at this time of year. You never know where the cavities are underneath the ice. And the same with the lakes. If you know that an area that has been slushy in the past, it will be again. So just be cautious. And that I would ask everyone to display extreme caution in the last couple weeks of the season.
It's a busy time of year here in Thompson. Everything non-winter related is just getting started, and that kicks off tomorrow with Knights of Columbus.
Absolutely. If you've never seen this event, it's something to experience. Bring your earplugs. Kids are really pumped up. It's a great day. And I want to congratulate and acknowledge the Knights of Columbus and all the volunteers and the school district of Mr. Lake and all the teachers that provide this for the athletes. It's a fun time. Goes on all day at the TRCC in the CA Nesbitt Arena, so make sure you come down and support the kids.
And then there's also a workshop happening the next day that the city's putting on that I know Corey has been talking about when Corey Sparks from the rec department has been in on Thursday mornings.
Yes, again, the TRCC is going to be a busy place. So this is a girls' art workshop called Stay Wild Moonchild, Saturday, 21st, hosted by Megan Peters for girls 8 and up. And for more information, you call the rec center at 204-677-7952.
And then next weekend, there's 2 events going on. Timing is perfect in that you can attend both of them. They're both very, very important events.
Absolutely. Again, one of the largest events in Thompson. I'm very proud of the Relay for Life and the fundraising that the organizers do for cancer survivors and for cancer research. That's next Saturday, April 28th at TRCC from 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. You call Donna Wilson for information at 204-939-1576. On the same time, the National Day of Mourning is next Saturday at the Union Hall, and everyone's welcome to come out. It starts at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Food and beverages are served after the ceremony.
And then finally, wrapping up, the food bank is in need of donations right now.
Absolutely. Another great cause in our community. The food bank stocks are low at this time of year, and the Salvation Army thrift store in the Westwood Mall or Safeway, or you can call Roy Bladen at 204-307-2193 to make arrangements. And also monetary donations are also welcomed as they let the food bank purchase the foods they need.
Well, thank you so much for joining me this morning, Mayor Fenske.
Awesome. Thank you.
If you have any questions you'd like answered next week, email them in advance to CHTMnews@arcticradio.ca. For City Beat here on 1029 CHTM, I'm Stuart Walter.
Thursday morning at 11:30.